Alright everybody, today we have a DIY video for you. So I'm a big fan of skateboard art. Like, I literally buy decks because I think they look cool. One there, one there. I've always wanted to basically put a skateboard up on the wall and like have a clock in the middle of it, so it's like ticking. So that's what we're going to do today. We are going to build a skateboard deck that has a clock in it. Here is the workbench for this project. Dining room table, simple hand tools or stuff you have around the house. You should be able to make this clock. I'll show you everything we got, and then we're going to start building with all of this stuff. So, skateboard deck. What was that? $5.99. A clock. $1.99. Right, so that's the stuff that you actually need to make this work, and a battery. Got my little drill set, 5/16 drill bit. Got a pair of pliers, a bit for the Phillips head. These two are going to be to take off the trucks. Square, so you can make nice straight lines for the clock. We also got a tape measure for getting center. Got some tape so I can tape it out. Dry erase marker so we can wipe it off. And then you're also going to use the front of this to either use that for the actual clock, or you can actually draw your own design on the board. So I'm going to start taking everything apart, and then we'll get to the next step. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let's go ahead and find our center. Alright. In between the two trucks, got about 12.5, so let's say 6 1/4. Let's go 6 1/4. So 6 1/4 is about our halfway mark. Alright, so now we know approximately where our halfway mark is. I'm going to take this painter's tape, get a good bit, put it over where that halfway mark approximately is. Boom. There's our 6 1/2, or 6 1/4 mark. So that's 6 1/2. Silly rabbit. Alright, let's do that again. Got the trucks, and it's 12.5, so 6 1/4. It's going to be our in the middle of the board mark. Take our square, put it right on that mark, draw a nice line. Flip to the other side. Flip to the other side. There's our halfway mark. Now what you can do is measure the board 8 inches. So at 4 inches, you're going to put your mark this way, and that is your center mark on the board. See that? Real simple. Get the distance in between here, put a mark, square it up on the board, do that line, and that's where you're going to be drilling out right there. So let's get these trucks off. Got your screwdriver or drill or whatever you want to use. Your board may be different. This has Phillips head on this side. So all I'm going to do is use my pliers, hold the nut on the back side, and unscrew it. Going to use our 5/16 drill bit to drill that out. Now when you're drilling this out, you can either stand it up and drill through. You can leave it down like that, but you might hit whatever's underneath it. So I'm just going to put this box underneath where that thing should come out. Get my drill. Headphone users, beware. there's our hole. I'll dump that in the trash real quick. And as you can see, look, I went through the box. So that could be your table or whatever surface you're working on. Now the board is prepped for the actual mechanism. Looks like I'm a little bit high, but if I'm being honest, it's gonna work. There we go. There's our board with the hole in it. This is the mechanism that's gonna be in the clock, right? And this is the part you need out of here. And then what's going to happen is, essentially, this is just going to go right in there, like that. And then you're going to have your clock hands to come out. All right, let's take apart this clock. You guys can see how to do that. Simple clock, right? Rotate it a little bit, and then you're gonna pop all these edges off. Boom, boom, boom. This comes out, this comes out, and these hands literally will just pop off the front. So you just lightly pull. That's the seconds, that's the minute. That's the hour. Now you can, in the back of this clock, there's two little tabs, one right there, and it pries right out. There's another tab on the other side. So there's the mechanism. And then you can actually still use, let's see if we can get this off of here. You can still use the clock face. So this is the part that the hands rest on for the clock, little clock hands, right? This piece is too short to fit through a skateboard. Like, it doesn't even poke out the other side. So what I had to do is I had to go on Amazon and order a clock mechanism. So this piece right here is called a clock mechanism. Clock mechanism that's at least 20 millimeters long. So see the difference, how much taller that one is? It's a good bit longer. So 20 millimeter longer, or not longer, but 20 millimeter. This one, and then this one's probably just like a standard, I don't know, 16, 14, something like that. So this is the one we're gonna use. And this should be fairly easy to mount on the back of this board. We literally should just have to flip it over. Oh, which way do you guys think it's up and down? I'm gonna go with this down because it looks kind of like it's dripping or something. Yeah, so take this, literally flip it around and just push it in, right? Pushes in there. And then on the front, there's a nut. And there's just enough threads on this thing to where it should be able to hold it tight. Or I may just have to order another one. Nope. Yep, that's good. It's barely holding on, so I'm just going to hold the back side of it. Take these pliers. Just give it a couple more cinches. Just to get it nice and tight. And then that should be good. So now that's holding there nice and tight. Right? Alright, I ended up going with the original clock hands from the Goodwill one. I'm going to use these. But the next thing I want to do is I want to get this clock clocked. So to do that, I'm just going to take my square, line it up with the center of the clock right there, right, boom. And I'm just going to make 1, 2 marks up here. 1, 2 marks there. So now I know my straight up and down, right? And then our original template from the clock, cut that right on the middle. And what we should be able to do is we should be able to essentially put this over the hole, right? And then line this up with the marks. So that mark straight down to there. That mark matching the one over here. And then that should be our true center of our clock, facing up and facing down. Right, boom, there we go. Matches, matches. Now we know that we can put a number here, 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 and here. See how that is? I just extended it over. Now, like I said, you could leave this template on there and just have that be that. But with these marks, now I can take this off. And then I know where all the numbers need to be, right? 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I got all the marks I need. Alright, so we got the hands mounted. We got our dry erase marks. So we can, actually, I'm going to have my daughter probably draw the numbers all the way around. So that way it's like personalized and cool or whatever. And then maybe have her do some art on the board. Obviously all that I won't shoot. Just because, you know, it's my kid or whatever. But I'll have her do that to the board. And then I gotta get a battery because I do not have any AA batteries, but that's what the back of the board looks like. Real simple, man. Just put it on, screw it in, drill a hole, put the hands on, and you're done. So yeah, I'm gonna have her do the numbers on the board, all the way around. Maybe have her do some artwork or whatever on this. Maybe throw some clear coat over it, and we're gonna hang it up on the wall. And then that's when I'll see you guys again. All right, this clock is officially done. Hey, George, what are you doing, little buddy? There it is, mounted on the wall. Haley put some art on there. I don't know if you guys see what I'm seeing, but we did have a little bit of a boo-boo, but it's all good. Simple mounts used on the back. To mount skateboards. Same thing I used to mount that. Well, we're all done, man. I like it. Doesn't look too bad in here. We'll maybe change like the style of it. I mean, it doesn't really go with any of the other skateboards in here, but what are you doing, George? What are you doing? It's hungry time for him. So there she is, all done up. Appreciate you guys watching and subscribing. I'll see you on the next one. Later.